YouTube, what it do? So y'all know this entire week I've been just ranking the top 10 players at each position, and we gonna continue that series with the power forwards. So before I get into the list, I just want to give off some honorable mentions to guys like Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Those three were really close to making this list, but they came up just short. So without any further ado, I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time. I'm finna just get straight into it. Let's get it. So coming in at number 10, we got Pascal Siakam. So Siakam, he's been pretty solid this season. This season he's giving you about 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's doing that on about 47% shooting. So he's been pretty solid this year. I think he's been out as of recently due to health and safety protocols, but I think he's kind of starting to become underrated because all the memes of him on social media. It's funny about like the spin cycle, but nonetheless he's still a solid player. Like, he's not bad. But moving on to number 9, we got Tobias Harris. Now, Tobias Harris, this season, he's giving you about 18 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and he's doing it on 46% shooting. And Tobias Harris, he's always been a pretty solid offensive player. The only thing with him is just consistency. He isn't really the most reliable offensive option, but he really he's gonna have to step it up. Like, if the Sixers really want to do something this year, to kind of take that pressure off of Embiid. But nonetheless, he's on this list for a reason. Over the past couple of years, he's been one of the better shooters in the NBA, and overall, he's just a pretty solid player. So moving on to number 8, we got Porzingis. Kristaps Porzingis comes in at number 8. And this season, Porzingis, he's giving you about 19 and 8. I think right now he's out with a toe injury, but he stepped it up a little bit. I still think he's going to have to step it up even more if the Mavs really want to do something this year. He just has to be more consistent, Like, he's only shooting around 43% from the field. So he's not banging in the paint how you would want him to. Still shooting too many jump shots. But yeah, he's way too big, way too tall to just be out there shooting, like catch and shoot threes all day. He has to get in the post more. But nonetheless, still a really solid NBA player, you feel what I'm saying? He just isn't really living up to his full potential right now. But coming in at number 7, we got my man John Collins, you feel what I'm saying? If y'all didn't know, I am an Atlanta Hawks fan, but John Collins is just a really exciting player. Every year he has like some crazy dunks. Like, he's such a fun player to watch. Like, I would really advise y'all to watch some John Collins. One of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. Like, this season he's putting up 18 and 8, and the thing that's really impressive is just how ridiculous his efficiency is. This dude this season is shooting 56% from the field, 41% from 3, and 80% from the line. So that efficiency for a big man is just very, very impressive. And that just adds to his case for being one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. And I don't feel like he gets talked enough. You feel what I'm saying? He's just really, really talented, very athletic, can shoot it. He's improved on the defensive end. He's still not great on that end, but he's definitely improved compared to what he was in the past. And yeah, John Collins at number 7. Moving on, coming in at number 6, we got Julius Randle. And Julius Randle, he's putting up 20, 10, and 5, very rare company, you know what I'm saying? Those KG-like numbers, albeit on 42% shooting. And if he's putting up those kind of numbers, you're probably wondering why he's this low. I'm just not. I'm not really that sold on Julius Randle. Like, he has the talent, but I'm not really too sold on him as like a real star, as a real impact to winning basketball. But he's still a good player. You know, he's a pretty solid playmaker. He can shoot it a little bit. He's a decent scorer. So that's why he's on this list. And moving on to the top 5, coming in at number 5, I have Draymond Green. Now, Draymond Green, if you just look at the box scores, you're probably just gonna laugh and just be like, oh, why is Draymond this high? But man, Draymond is one of the most impactful players ever, bro. Like, honestly, this season he's low-key looking like the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. He's averaging about 8, and 7, and he's doing it on 55% shooting, you know. So he's really been great this season. The reason I have him over Julius Randle, despite Julius having better counting stats, is that Draymond just has that impact on winning. He just does stuff for the team that doesn't show up, and when the tough gets going, when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, and I want somebody to grind it out on my team, I'm taking Draymond Green 10 times out of 10 over Julius Randle. That's just my personal opinion. Coming in at number 4, we got Zion Williamson. Now, y'all know Zion, you know, he hasn't played this season. You know, he's gained a lot of weight as of recently. Like, I've seen reports saying that he's up to like 330 pounds, but which is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he needs to get down to like 250, 240 or so to really be at his peak in terms of his skill. But nonetheless, when he's healthy, Zion, one of the most talented players in the league. The fact that last season he was putting up, I believe he was putting up like 27 points, 9 boards with all that weight on his body. And to be able to do that and be so agile on the court is just so impressive. And if he comes back, I still think he's one of the best players in the league. Now, we move it into the top 3. And coming in at number 3, we got AD, Anthony Davis. Now, a lot of people have been really tough on AD this year. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's been kind of down this year, but I really think it's massively overstated. Like, he's still giving you 23 and 10. He's averaging 2 blocks, shooting 52% from the field. Now, one gripe that a lot of people have been having with AD is that he's shooting 18% from 3, which is awful. But he's still one of the best players in the NBA. Defensively, one of the most impactful players in the league. Arguably the best defensive big we have in the NBA. On top of that, his skill is just undeniable. You know, he's really been banging down low in the post this year. Mid-range, pretty solid mid-range shooter, all around just a really good player. He's just been kind of rough this year. And moving on to number 2, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning champ, the reigning Finals MVP. And I don't think too much needs to be said about Giannis. He's Giannis. You know, we know who number 1 and 2 are on this list. So Giannis is just really a once-in-a-lifetime talent, generational. And the fact that he's putting up 27, 12, and 6 on 53% shooting, and nobody is talking about it, is just like, it's crazy to me. Like, we've just become immune to a player of that size putting up ridiculous numbers like this. And obviously, coming in at number 1, probably to none of y'all's surprise, we got KD. Now, KD is having one of the best seasons he's had in a long time. You know, he's as of the recording of this video, KD is leading the league in scoring right now. He's averaging 29.7 points. He's averaging 8 boards, and he's averaging 6 assists per game right now. So KD has really been doing it all this year. The Nets, they had the best record in the East, so he's definitely a heavy MVP candidate this year, arguably the best player in the league. Efficiency-wise, he's shooting 52 from the field, 38% from 3, and 89 from the line. So efficiency-wise, he's just really incredible. Like, this man is arguably the greatest offensive player to ever live. So he's just really continuing to prove that case with how ridiculous he's been this season. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you. I rock with you heavy. I thank you for watching. I got more content on the way for y'all. We're going to continue to stay on this grind, stay motivated, stay disciplined, and we out here, you feel me? Peace.